For someone who exists in the modern day in terms of thinking, because historical context is very important, but we don't carry it as South Africans. I'm living in the today. I'm privy to my current economic conditions and the political climate, and I'm saying we're too burdened to carry the burdens of Africans. And I'm saying I'm jobless, and maybe my first point of reference, whether it's true or not, is the fact that the low-hanging fruits of the economy are being taken by my fellow African brothers. What's a practical solution for me?
We cannot say that. You are taking corporate guilt to yourself. You are not burdened. Because you don't. How many foreigners have you employed? How many companies do you have? So even the money you're talking about, where your medicine, our medicine, you're not contributing taxes to that money. It is the same white monopoly capital that is employing, that is looking after the government, that is what. So until we begin to talk about ownership of means of production, I think our conversation of employment remains a primitive and very, very poor.
Bishop, African solutions for Africans. You're an advocate of that rhetoric. So what is the South African solution? What is the African solution?
The South African solution, it is to make sure that the industries that have been established can run to maximum and be expanded enough to look after the local community. It is also to allow, as it were, I like what Anglo-Americans, what the Pick n Pays are doing, what the Checkers are doing, taking the brand of South Africa now further into Africa, and the quality of products, which is very acceptable and high standard, can begin to expand. Some of the businesses that South Africans are not able to do, leave the local people to do, the foreigners to do it. But you can also look with the advantages that you have, good universities, good skills, and etc. What makes you get stuck in South Africa when actually you can open up mines? Zimbabwe right now is opening up mines. Yep. Botswana is, Namibia is. So, and again, with the boundary education, as it were, that only limits you to police, nursing, and sweeping the streets. Those skills are not exportable. So we need now to look at all the engineers you're producing in vets. Is your system able to swallow them? But I'll give you a surprise. Half of them are in Congo, some are in Zimbabwe. But we're not chasing them away. We need those skills.
Yeah.
So there's symbiosis. But I think this fight is too much at the
very lower end.
At the lower end of employment. If Mshangan is washing a car outside there, why not open your car wash next to him? He's not taking away your job.
Yeah.
He didn't find you do it. If a Zimbabwean woman brings some broomsticks to sweep, to sell in the country, whose job has she taken? I was in South Africa, I wrote more than 10, 15 books. Whose job was I taking?
Yeah.
I brought my brain. I would take a piece of paper, take yours. Let's write. So there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
There's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think when you know the habits of bad hunters, is that when you kill an animal, you can eat all the flesh and then throw the bones to the dogs. And I think right now Africans who are like dogs that are fighting over a pile of bones.